Watch the Mega Millions drawing live tonight here on TV23. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hello, everybody. You know what? We're in a new month. Today is December 1st, 2015. Welcome to High Plains Today on TV23. On today's show, we're going to be talking with Brian Nelson. He's the Executive Director of the Finney County Preservation Alliance. They got a lot of big things happening this weekend. Now, let's look at some happenings. A Garden City man was sentenced Monday to 78 months in federal prison for possessing more than 16,000 images of child pornography. 43-year-old James E. McGarry pleaded guilty to one count of possession of child pornography. In his plea, he admitted that in October 2012, an investigator with the Ford County Sheriff's Office working online identified a computer sharing pornography on a file-sharing network. When investigators served a search warrant at McGarry's home, they found a laptop computer containing the images of child pornography. The Kansas Highway Patrol is releasing preliminary data from its Thanksgiving weekend holiday activity. The reporting period for the holiday weekend ran from 6 p.m. on Wednesday, November the 26th, through 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, November 29th. Now, during that time, the patrol worked 4 fatal crashes, which killed 5 people. Now, none of those crashes were caused due to DUI-related circumstances. Well, the U.S. Geological Survey says a 4.7 magnitude earthquake struck northern Oklahoma early yesterday. There were no immediate reports of damage, but the quake was felt throughout much of the state and into Kansas. Now, the USGS says the quake hit at 3:49 a.m. in extreme northern Oklahoma. The epicenter was 16 miles west-southwest of Medford, or about 80 miles south of Wichita. Also on Monday, a 3.0 magnitude quake struck just outside the Oklahoma City metropolitan area at 5:50 a.m. Another 4.7 magnitude trembler hit northern Oklahoma back on November 19th. Now, that earthquake prompted state regulators to shut down some oil and gas wastewater disposal wells in the area and reduce the volume at others. As Kansas moves forward toward a time when guns will be as welcome on university campuses as laptops, students are starting to take notice and talk about how they'll handle that day when it comes. For many, it's not a big deal. For students who grow up in the largely rural state, surrounded by guns, having the student at the next desk carrying one in a pocket or purse doesn't feel particularly unfamiliar or uncomfortable. But others are predicting disaster when any student or employee over 21 can carry concealed on campus without a permit or training. Now, the Students Advisory Committee, made up of student body presidents from all state universities, has invited all students in the system to take a survey to gauge attitudes towards guns on campuses. Results aren't expected until sometime later this month. Well, coming out to this year's Folk Art Festival will give people a chance to see a couple of jolly old fellows. Santa Claus will again be at this year's festival, that according to coordinator Ada Lindenbroker. Santa will be available for your kids to talk to and will also have clearly limited photographer Chris Lindenbroker, who will again be taking pictures with Santa and also doing the family settings. Now, there will also be a chance for kids to meet and see Papa D. Clown at the festival on Sunday afternoon. There will be balloons and magic tricks and just a good time watching Papa D's show. The show begins at 3 p.m., so bring the kids out and leave them to watch the show while shopping. Folk Art Festival will take place Saturday and Sunday in the Seward County Activity Center. And while you're there, you can also register for the car giveaway for the Christmas parade in Liberal. That's a look at a lot of the happenings out there. Stick around, be back with somewhat of a sunny forecast after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV23 with host Chris Jewell. TV23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. Always here for you. Wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that. That's disgusting. Oh, poop already. You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
And welcome back. As we look, this is the junction of US 83 and US 50 in Garden City. We're looking north on the bypass here, and you can see this is a much better day than it was yesterday. Let's take a look at our temperatures and readings here at the TV23 studios. 41 degrees, relative humidity is 58%. Winds are out of the west, northwest at 1. That's not bad. The barometric pressure is falling. As we take a look at the temperatures around the area, everybody pretty much in the upper 30s. In Dodge City and Lamar at 37, everybody else in the 40s. As we look at our current dew points, that's why the relative humidity is so low today, because our temperatures are higher, the dew points are lower. Everybody pretty much in the teens, 20s. Perryton, the wet spot at 30. Looking at our winds, everybody pretty much out of the west, northwest, except Lamar. Hey, they're in Colorado. They're at the west, southwest. But everybody in the teens. Oh, kind of breezy up in Hayes at 22 out of the west, northwest. So it's feeling a little brisker up there. Looking at our daily weather almanac as recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport. Yesterday's high was 39 degrees, 77 back in 1995. 20 the overnight low. Yes, it was a little chippy when you walked outside this morning. 3 the record back in 04. Nothing in the bucket. Looking at our forecast, it's going to be 41 today. Winds are going to be out of the west, northwest at 13. Then tonight, a little warmer, 1 degree or 2. 22, winds out of the west, northwest at 11. Then tomorrow, look at that, 46 degrees. Winds are still going to stay in that westerly northwest direction. Tomorrow night, 21 and clear, west, northwest at 8. And as we look at the 7-day, you can see there's a lot of sunshine in there. They have dropped the percentage of precipitation back on Saturday and Sunday, but otherwise, look at that, 54 on Thursday. Otherwise, we're going to stay with the lows pretty much in the 20s and 30s, highs in the 40s. That's a look at our weather. We'll be back with the markets and Brian Nelson after this.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
When some people struggle with their mortgage payments, they become frozen, petrified. Not knowing what to do, they do nothing. But the people who do something, the people who take action, are far more likely to get the most positive outcome. Making home affordable is a free government program. Call now to talk one-on-one with a housing expert about the options that are right for you. Real help, real answers, right now.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Welcome back. I'm now joined by Brian Nelson. He is the Executive Director of the Finney County Preservation Alliance. Good to see you today.
You as well.
And I got that out this time. I usually have to write that down, but I know it now. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. How's things at the Windsor? Christmas time is coming.
We're putting up Christmas trees and Christmas trees.
and more Christmas trees?
Yes, I'll be Christmas treed out here pretty soon.
Oh, okay. Well, hey, you do have a couple of things going on. Now, let's talk about today. Okay, we had Black Friday. We had Cyber Monday. Today is, I think this is the third or fourth year for it, but Giving Tuesday. And this is a time for people to go out and pay things forward and those types of things. And you've got a deal set up on your Facebook page where people can donate to Save the Windsor online, right?
That's correct. If you go to our Facebook page, the most recent post at noon, there is a Giving Tuesday one where you can donate to the Windsor, or we have a tab for it on our Facebook page. If you go next to the Photos tab, there's just a little tab up there that you click on. It says Donate, and you can donate directly from your Facebook page. But it's just a good opportunity because the weekend after Thanksgiving has turned into consume, and part of that giving has been lost. So the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is becoming known as Giving Tuesday, where you don't just consume, but you can give back.
That's kind of a neat deal, too. And you don't have to just do it today. You can do that anytime.
Yes, we'll take donations.
And your Facebook page is what? Is it Save the Windsor?
Save the Windsor Hotel.
On Facebook. So if you go to Save the Windsor Hotel on Facebook, and you got a lot of cool stuff, because you put stuff up there all the time. I mean, I'm always getting little nuggets off of there, you know, because I didn't know. The last thing that I read on there was kind of cool, was back in 1929, the Windsor went under a giant remodel because they were trying to stay in step with the Warren Hotel, which was just down the street.
Yes.
See, I didn't know that.
Few blocks away, and the Warren Hotel was supposed to become the big grand hotel in Garden City and even have a dining room on the roof with a glass top on it, but the Depression hit, and that never happened.
Yeah, because I was reading that when they remodeled, this is a big deal for the Windsor because they put a sink in every room.
Yes, they put a sink in every room and a little light above it.
And a little light, and I saw you had a picture of the sconces that were the lights, and you're getting those all redone and everything. Those look kind of slick.
Yeah, so, you know, we're trying to, you know, pull out anything that can be reused as we go through the building.
I tell you what, if you need to go to their Facebook page, Save the Windsor Hotel on Facebook, and I mean, because you have all kinds of old pictures on there of how it used to look and the things that were, you know, the way they were and how you guys are bringing them back. And so it's a very informative, I think.
Yeah, we definitely use Facebook as an educational tool and make use of that.
But Saturday, your Christmas trees are all going to come to fruition on Saturday, right?
Hopefully before Saturday.
Okay. At 11 a.m., though, you have Christmas time at the Windsor coming up on Saturday at 11 o'clock.
That's correct. This is our Christmas fundraiser. And, of course, funds generated will be turned back into the Windsor Hotel Restoration Project. But this is just a fun event aimed at children where we'll have lots of Christmas trees. You can come and have a meet and greet with Father Christmas or Santa Claus.
Or Santa Claus,
prefer that name. But we're trying to stick with the Victorian theme, and we're calling him Father Christmas.
Well, of course. Because, okay, the Victorian theme. So, how are you decorating the trees? I mean, what all is going to go on with the decorating of all these trees? How many do you have so far?
We have about a dozen right now.
That's a lot of trees.
They're all donated, and I have 3 more that I need to pick up, including a 9-foot one. So, and we're just hoping to get more and more trees over time, and eventually this event will move up into the atrium of the hotel, where I'm hoping to have 20-foot trees. But
that'd be nice.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Very, very big trees. But yeah, it should be a fun event. We'll have Herb's Sugar Cookies from Herb's Carryout, which closed in Garden City. But
and I've never had. I told you before we came on to this segment. I said I've never had a Herb Sugar Cookie, and both Brian and Brian, my producer, are both going, "What? You've never had a sugar cookie from Herb's?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Okay."
Yeah.
I understand they're quite good though.
They're the best sugar cookies, and we have a good relationship with the owner from Herb's Carryout, so he'll have cookies there for us. And your admission includes a cookie, which you can decorate during the event. And
really?
Go see Santa, hot chocolate bar. So it should be a lot of fun.
So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be going on. Okay, so to get into this deal, though, what's the cost?
$5 for an advance pass. Those are available through Friday. Saturday, the ticket price jumps up to $10 at the door. So if you want to save a few dollars, get your ticket in advance at our office, 413 North Main Street. Open from 9 to 5, closed over the noon hour.
Well, you got to have lunch.
That's right.
But since Herb's Carryout closed, you can't go to Herb's.
I can't, which I used to go to Herb's on Fridays.
Okay, so with the Victorian theme, with the Father Christmas and those types of things. Now, last time we were talking about the Halloween deal. Mm-hmm. And you weren't going to be a Victorian zombie. Mm-hmm. You said, no way. Are you going to be dressed up in Victorian this time?
I will, because we're trying to boost that atmosphere, that Victorian atmosphere. Right. So I will be in Victorian.
All right, because I understood it when you said, no, I am not going to be a Victorian zombie, et cetera, et cetera. But you had a good turnout for that, didn't you?
We did, and hope to grow it every year.
So what else is coming up at the Windsor? I mean, I know you have a ton of things, and you got the big deal done where you've got the foundation and everything shored up that, people don't really realize what all was involved in that. But what else do you guys got coming up big as far as the restoration?
Well, some of that is still actually going on. wrapping that project up, and then we'll be looking into roof and skylights after that, and the cupola project will continue after that. We're still waiting to hear back from the Preservation Office of Kansas to have approval to continue with that. Since it's on the National Register, you have to get approval to continue with your project.
Oh, you do?
So yeah, so we basically
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we fill out an application that says this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, these are the materials we're going to use. We send that off to the state, and it's reviewed, and then it's sent back, and they say, yes, this is okay, or we have a question about this, and they have had questions. So we've been back and forth, and I've answered those.
I didn't know that you had to report to them and say, okay. I guess I just took that for granted, but I mean, since you are on, I mean, it is a National Historic Site.
Yes.
So, okay. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so let's recap this a little bit. You've got Christmas time at the Windsor coming up.
Mm-hmm.
You've got well over a dozen Christmas trees that you're decorating and getting ready to go that are going to be placed around in the Windsor. And come Saturday at 11 a.m., people can show up, and you can get a herb sugar cookie, right?
That's correct.
There's a hot chocolate bar.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can decorate the cookies?
Yes. It's sugar cookie decorating with Mrs. Claus. So you get your cookie on a little glass plate, and you take it over to a table where there's frosting and sprinkles, and you can just do whatever you want with it. Make it as plain or as fancy as you like.
Okay, I didn't realize you could decorate the cookies.
Yeah.
That even makes them better.
That's right.
It makes a herb sugar cookie even better because you get to decorate it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and this all starts at 11 o'clock.
It
and
does.
goes till
2.
whenever you're done?
It's a come and go event.
Okay.
And just for clarification, it is on the ground floor. We're not taking people up into the construction zone. So it is on the ground floor.
That's probably an important safety tip
Yeah.
right there. You don't want to do. And Brian will be there, and he's going to dress up in Victorian costume, too.
I will, with some board members.
All right. Oh, that sounds fun. All right. So this Saturday, you're looking for something to do in Garden City, get yourself downtown to the Windsor and go to Christmas time at the Windsor. All right. Right. You got a lot of good things going on up there. And check his Facebook page, too, because Save the Windsor Hotel, because you can find all kinds of information there, too.
That's right.
All right. Thanks for coming in today, Brian.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. And stick around. I'll be back with some sports after this. Hi, Chris Jewell, host of High Plains Today, a 30-minute news and information program that airs weekdays at noon right here on TV23. We talk about news, we talk about sports, we talk about weather, we're even going to talk entertainment. We'll have live guests right here on set with me. So, every day at noon, tune in, High Plains Today. We'll see you then.
Weekdays here on TV23.
You want to feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. Always here for you. Wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Something I feel when I'm right here. Something that tells me that I'm home. This is the place. Everybody here knows it. This is the place. Oh, it's home to me and you. Yeah, this is the place.
And we're back. Hey, the Seward County Saints wrapped up their 2015 non-conference schedule this weekend They were in Garden City's Perryman Center, putting a 107-64 beating on Western Iowa Tech's JV squad on Friday before taking it to the varsity team 108-74 on Saturday. Now, Seward's Jayhawk Conference opener was supposed to be last night with Butler Community College, but it was postponed because of the weather, and it will be made up in Liberal on December 9th. Well, Kentucky, Maryland, and Michigan State held the top 3 spots in the Associated Press men's college basketball poll. Now, Kansas and Iowa State, they switched places. Iowa State is 4th, KU is 5th. Now, they were followed by Oklahoma, Duke, Villanova, North Carolina, and Virginia. Number 14, Syracuse, was the highest newcomer, with West Virginia at 20th, and Providence, Louisville, and Baylor filling out the bottom 3 spots. And the Browns, they lined up for a game-winning field goal at the end of regulation last night, and the Baltimore Ravens ended up winning the game on that play. Ravens defensive end Brent Urban blocked the field goal attempt. Safety Will the Thrill Hill scooped it up and returned it down the sideline for a touchdown to finish a 33-27 Baltimore win. Poor Browns. They found a way to lose yet again. And let's take one last look at our weather before we get out of here on this Tuesday. 42 degrees, relative humidity 55%. Winds are out of the west-northwest at, 1. Barometric pressure is holding steady. As you can see, we're going to have some nice days coming up. In the 40s, we get to 54 on Thursday. There is a slight chance of precipitation Saturday night into Sunday. Other than that, though, we're not looking too bad. Go out and make it a good Tuesday. You want to see us on your cable? Call your cable operator.
With the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
I did. Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terracloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that strollers have the right of way on the sidewalk?
Yes.
Yep, I did. Did you guys
Did you know that kids who eat breakfast have higher GPAs?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. That's actually what I was going to say.
Did you know babies should never touch silver? It's really bad for them.
I knew that.
Did you guys know that statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat at the right age and size. Visit safercar.gov/the-right seat to make sure your child is protected.
I'm putting that on my blog.
I just put it in mine.
Did you know kids who play outdoors have healthier lungs?
Totally.
Did you know that boys that play with dolls make better husbands?
My son has lots of dolls.
But did you know terracloth diapers breathe better?
I did.
It's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Did you guys know statistically friendly kids have more friends?
Yeah.
That's obvious.
Did you know most people think they're using the right car seat for their kid, but they're not?
Parents who really know it all know for sure that their child is in the right seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right seat to make sure your child is protected.
Something I feel when I'm right